So I know a lot of you are thinking, I don't like, what does a tire company have to do with restaurants? And it's a valid question, right? Why is Michelin rating restaurants? But Michelin has always been a guide that looks at, giving people ideas when you're driving or flying or going somewhere. So I want to talk a little bit about the Michelin Guide coming only to Minneapolis, not coming to Minnesota, not coming to St. Paul. And this is a little bit about money. But as you'll hear in just a minute from a conversation I had within the last hour with Melvin Tennant, the CEO of Meet Minneapolis, it's about more than just money. As far as we know, Minneapolis was given the opportunity to join with 5 other cities. So it's Pittsburgh, it's Cleveland, it's Detroit, it's Indianapolis, and it's Milwaukee. And the Michelin Guide gives out 3-star restaurants, and a 3-star is like, we have nothing even close to it in this community. 3-star restaurant is like the fanciest restaurant you've ever been to with the most attentive and most informed service you've ever experienced. They're wheeling out the bread cart for you to select what kind of bread you want. Maybe they're wheeling out a dessert cart. I have been to a couple 3-star restaurants. Most of you would hate it. Today, do I want to go to a 3-star restaurant? No. Is it cool? Yeah, it's excellence, right? A lot of these restaurants, these Michelin restaurants, are not, it's not going to be your favorite restaurant in the world. It's for people who are really looking for the art of it, the true excellence. And I do think one of the things this community does sort of a sucky job at is aspiring for excellence. Frankly, as a society, we have this idea that where we reject excellence, we reject expertise. We're very anti-intellectual in this country right now. So it is sort of interesting to see people excited about the fact that independent observers are going to anonymously go to a wide variety of our restaurants and decide who's excellent. Now, part of the danger is that they might decide none of them are worthy. It's possible. But I think we'll have at least 2 starred restaurants. And I'll tell you what I think they are coming up. But first, let's get some answers about the money, because why are we spending money on this? And to get answers, we go to the CEO of Meet Minneapolis, which is our city's tourism and convention agency, Melvin Tennant, who is with us. We taped this a little bit ago, so here's Melvin. Melvin Tennant, the CEO of Meet Minneapolis, joins us in the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. You were in Milwaukee for this announcement today. Give us a sense from your perspective, how big of a deal do you think this will be for Minneapolis?
Well, thanks for having me on, Jason. And it is a big deal because we've long been known as a premier food destination. And this affiliation with Michelin will be a way for us to really have the receipts, so to speak. So we are excited about it.
There are always questions when you have kind of tourism agencies or government funding going for certain initiatives. You guys are spending $250,000 a year times 3 years. Give us some perspective. Is that taxpayer money? Is that a big chunk of your budget, a small chunk of your budget?
Well, Jason, we were fortunate enough to have enacted in 2023 at the state legislature enabling legislation to allow us to form a tourism improvement district, which we subsequently did. That tourism improvement district was ultimately approved by our city council last June. And what it essentially is a self-assessment of our hotels in Minneapolis, our 48 hotels within the city limits of Minneapolis, to self-assess themselves to create additional marketing funds to augment the work that we're already doing to market the destination. So it's funds from the Minneapolis Tourism Improvement District.
And I understand that tourism improvement district generates around $7 million a year. So this is really it's like 3.5%. It's a pretty small portion of what you guys are overall spending, right?
Is and thank you for saying that, because this is one of several categories of marketing and sales initiatives that the Minneapolis Tourism Improvement District is allowing us to perform on their behalf. So again, we're basically trying to enhance our marketability as a destination, and this is a big step in that direction.
All right, we're getting a lot of questions as to why, like, Explore Minnesota wasn't involved, the Duluth area or the suburban area, why St. Paul is not involved. Can you give us some insight? Did they pass on the opportunity, or were they not invited into the opportunity?
Well, Jason, that's a really great question. We were invited to be a part of a consortium of cities, and as you can see from the release, there were 6 cities, and Michelin felt that this consortium of cities representing the Great Lakes region would be worth having an affiliation. And they told us, in fact, that even before this affiliation took place, their anonymous graders of restaurants have already been in the area. They're anonymous, and you don't know that they're here, but they have been here, and in the other 5 cities to really determine if, in fact, this was a region that they felt that they wanted to partner with.
So it's your sense that, and at the news conference, there was some conversation that Detroit was sort of leading this effort and kind of coordinating it. But you're telling me that Michelin said, meet Minneapolis, we want you to be a part of it. And these are the other 5 cities.
It is both. Detroit
Got it.
was very in the forefront, and we look at the 6 cities as competitors in some ways, but we know from the standpoint of what particularly international visitors do, we know that we have to offer to international visitors multiple experiences, and it really made sense for these 6 cities to come together for this purpose.
Melvin Tennant is with us from Meet Minneapolis. I don't know how much Pittsburgh makes sense. Like, I get Milwaukee, I get Detroit. Like, we are extending the Great Lakes, getting all the way out to Pittsburgh. That is for sure. But everybody has to chip in, right? It is expensive to bring these inspectors into our cities. I know this as a food critic. It's expensive to eat out, especially at the caliber of restaurants we're talking about.
Well, again, that's probably a better question for Michelin to answer, but each city is participating. And as I mentioned, they told us that they've had inspectors in this region for a long time. So
that's interesting, right?
That they see in each of these cities that would warrant some sort of partnership.
And my understanding is that right now, those inspectors have a pretty good idea as to, all right, is anybody going to get 2 stars? Is anybody going to get 1 star? No one in in any of these cities is going to get 3 stars. It's just a level of opulence and elegance that we just don't have in our community, which I think is fine. You know what I mean? But then they'll be coming back to see consistency. Like, are they still good? It is like, I don't know about you, Melvin, but when I travel, I always look up, all right, who are the James Beard finalists from that region? And are there Michelin stars? It is something that I look at.
It is. That's really one of the reasons why we wanted to join together with these cities, because there's a direct tourism impact. We know, for example, that their 1-star rating, they call it, well, worth a stop. 2 stars is worth a detour. 3 stars is worth a special journey. Wherever we land within those categories, I can't tell you. They're not going to give us any sort of pre-information about that. But clearly, if there's anything that we can do to extend the stay of visitors to our region, it is a good thing.
What is your fear on this? Because I'll tell you, I'm a little worried. What if we go to the announcement in 2027 and we have like a Boston situation where only 1 restaurant gets a star and it feels a little bit like a failure for us? Do you worry about that?
What we understand is that the partnership with Michelin speaks to the community's capacity to present a a great culinary experience. So whether or not, however the ratings fall out, we think that it's going to help us be much more well known as a culinary destination. So I believe it's going to be a win either way.
Yeah. I'm excited too, and people focus on the stars, but the Bib Gourmand's sort of the next notch down. I think that's going to be awesome for some of our restaurants to be on that list. And that new Michelin recommended category. I mean, you might see like Kwang Restaurant, you might see a pizza place or Matt's Bar, or a taco joint. I mean, there's some excitement to see those excellent places honored too.
You're right. And they made a special point to note that they are very interested in the diversity of the culinary experience. And when we talked about what it meant to Minneapolis, we really spoke about the not only just the Midwestern seasonality, but I mentioned French infused American to Somali Hmong. And I think the Michelin inspectors are very excited about that.
Well, where are you eating to celebrate this tonight? I mean, we've been talking about this. I think I've been writing about this for a decade at least. If we had many Michelin stars, who would they be? You're going to ruin that article for me. I mean, that's been a go-to. But where do you celebrate?
Well, we're still in Milwaukee, and the Milwaukee community has something planned for us. So I'm anxious to see where they're going to take us.
Well, I love Milwaukee too. Incredible food scene, great people. That's where I went to college, so I know that city well. So I think you're going to have a great night. I'm excited about it. I don't know if everybody is. There are always haters, but I like to see Minneapolis taking a swing and trying to get a win. And this one feels good for me. So congratulations.
Thank you. It was a great team effort, not only with our team here at Meet Minneapolis, but the teams from the other 6 cities. And what I can tell you is that having 6 cities, 6 teams of people maintain an NDA for this length of time was a wonderful, wonderful accomplishment. But I think we should be celebrating that as well.
It is impressive. Melvin Tennant from Meet Minneapolis. Thank you. I mean, they kept it quiet until today. Well, if you subscribe to my newsletter at jasonderusha.com, you did have a little hint that this was coming this week.